Welcome you all back to our social class. We are dealing with the civics chapter, that is outcomes of democracy. And in previous class we have seen about the many content that we have seen democracy, how it is accountable, responsive and legitimate, and we have also seen economical growth and development that is happening between the democratic and non-democratic and countries, and we have also seen democratic countries not able to achieve economical growth, but it is able to give importance for the other activities like welfare schemes for the common people. And the economical development depends upon several factors, like as we saw already, country's population is also one important criteria, and global situation comparison like cooperations from other countries, economical priorities also plays an important role. Reduction of inequality and poverty. If you see India is a nation which is a democratic nation, but in the case of poverty and reduction of poor is still not fully satisfied. Yes. Then accommodation of social diversity. You can find India is a nation which has so many diverse nation and diverse ethnical groups, traditional groups are available, but India is able to accommodate its own people in the one nation. Okay, that is through the peaceful and harmonious way it has done. It has tried to solve the problems. It has tried to have a negotiation with everyone. So all these things you can find which has made the nation to be flourishing in all the activities. Then the last topic of this chapter is dignity and freedom of the citizens. So what is dignity? Dignity means respect for others. So if you see, in a democratic country, the democracy stands much superior to any other form of a government in promoting dignity and freedom. If you see, compare with the non-democratic country, India, or even you can take other democratic country which wants to give lot of importance for the dignity and freedom of the citizens. So respect is the prime requirement for everyone. If someone treats you with disrespect, you will have some kind of an agitation, or you will have some kind of an dissatisfaction in that area, right? And freedom should be given to everyone. That is the right of an individual. Okay, so rights of a citizen, that first thing comes is the freedom of the citizens. So that is also ensured in the democratic form of a government. Every individual in a democratic government wants to have his own respect from the fellow beings. Yes, you are expecting your own respect from your friends, relatives, your own person who are being very closer to you. So all those things are being mandatory for everyone. Then often you can find there will be a problem which will be arising. It is because the feeling that are not treated equally. You can find we have lot of ill treatment which is being given for laborers, exploitation of workers, exploitation of consumers we are studying. That means that and all have arisen because they are not treated properly. So that is the basic reason. So democratic government throughout the world recognize the basic principle, that is promoting dignity and freedom throughout. You can find this is able to achieve the promotion of dignity and freedom at various degrees, means at various levels it is able to achieve. And you can find in the society it is building up and strong and long base of subordinate and domination which has been stopped, which has not been practiced at all. Even India has central government which is supreme, but in the states of other states are not subordinate to the central government, that is also there. It is not a simple matter that to recognize all the citizens with dignity or all the citizens to treat equally. It has the biggest task to be done. If you take the dignity of the women, okay, so if you say first thing that is dignity of the women, if you see previously we have seen that the male, historically we have seen male domination which has been continuously existing. After longer struggle and creation of some sensitivity towards the problem, and find today the men are treating the women in an equal manner, right? Yes or no? Yes. So long struggle by the women has created some sensitivity towards the problem of their own respect and dignity. That is one important thing. Then equal treatment of women is necessary in a democratic nation. That does not mean that women are equally treated in all the areas. They are ill treated. But once if it is made as a law, then you can find it can become as an legally acceptable aspect and morally acceptable aspect. But if you see in a non-democratic setup, this acceptability would not be legally based, because the principle of individual freedom and dignity would not have legal force, or it will not have the moral force. So the domination only will be prevailing in that area. Okay, so that is the one thing. Then you can find that the second thing is about discrimination that is existing in the caste. Okay, so disadvantages and discrimination that is happening in the caste. So we have different castes which is prevailing in our nations, right? We have so many castes like BC, OBC, MBC, SC, ST, all these things. You can find particularly they will have a difference of opinion with SCs and STs. Okay, so they don't want those kind of thing to happen. All should be treated equally. So they do have some priority in the society. So there are instant still of caste based inequality which is prevailing, but there is lack of moral and legal foundation for them. That is why in non-democratic country we are not able to recognize. But if you see in a democratic government, it is recognized, that is made as an ordinary, even ordinary citizens were able to get their rights. So that is how they have started explaining. Okay, then expectation also, if you see in a democratic country we have lot of expectation, criticism which arises, because you can find whenever democracy is there, it goes under so many examination. It does not stop at one level. It has to go under examination which is called as never ending examination or never getting over examination. If it has passed in one exam like equality for women, then one more test is waiting for them, that to provide equality for the caste based. Then importance for the securing of girl children. Like that, democracy goes on under an examination which is never ending, and democracy passes, if passes one test, it proceeds to the another test they are saying. Okay, so as people get benefited from democracy, they take more and want a better form of a democracy. Yes or no? So we feel democracy is better, it is good, because we are expecting more to happen from that. That is why when people are being asked about democratic function, they will show or they will express their own expectations, and they will have many complaints. You know why they will have this expectation and complaints? To whom you will have your expectation and complaints? When it has been fully accepted by you and you start practicing it, right? In that area only you will expect something and you will complain about it. So that is what is happening. People are started practicing the democratic form of a government by involving themselves into it. So the fact is that the people are complaining it as self, because it is the testimony base of everything which has made democracy successful. This expectation and compliance have been continuously tracked and made remedies which had made democracy to this much success. Okay, so this is one thing. Then you can find that this democracy is being criticized in a high manner. A public expression of dissatisfaction with the democracy shows that it has been successfully practiced all over, right? And the last point over here is democracy transforms the people from the status of subject to the status of citizen. Subject means just an object you are. It can be utilized by everyone. But when you become a citizen, you are getting life. Life means you have some values. If someone hurts you, you will feel the pain, right? But an object or a subject will not have that. Yes or no? So it has transformed the people from an subject to an citizens. Okay, so that is how the government is taking care. Most individuals today believe that their vote is being recognized as the major tool to decide which government will administrate, which form of a party is going to form a government, right? So it is known as the self-interest. It's their self-interest, which out of that only they are doing it, right? So this is what is about dignity and freedom of the citizen, my dear students. Remaining we'll see. I think with this the chapter is over. If we have any discussions, we'll have in the next class. So the portion is over. You can go ahead with your studying. Okay, my dear students, all the best. Thank you so much.